I just moved to France, which may seem super strange and unexpected, but I promise you it does make sense. So first things first, I'm an outdoors boy. Not the outdoors boy, but I love the outdoors and always have done. Some of my earliest memories are of riding into the woods with a shovel across my handlebars to build jumps. And when I was a teenager, I basically lived at the skate park, fueled entirely by Dr. Pepper and jelly beans. When I learned to drive, I would take my Mark IV Golf down to Cornwall to camp out and go surfing. And me and my girlfriend have gone on tons of adventures. We've been bikepacking, we've been through hiking, van life climbing, and all of these things fall under that outdoors category. But if I was to boil it down further, all of them involve a decent chunk of adventure, a decent amount of creativity, some problem solving, technical skills, and a little bit of risk management. Now, the one category of hobby that sort of maxes out all of these attributes across the board are the mountain sports. And if there's one place on the planet that is synonymous with mountain sports, it would be Chamonix in France. Chamonix is widely known as the mountain capital of the world. It sits on the border between France, Switzerland, and Italy, with Mont Blanc, the largest mountain in Western Europe, at 4,810 meters, looming directly over the town. It was initially settled in 1091 and largely existed as rural farmland until two Englishmen, Wyndham and Pocock, went on an expedition in 1741 to explore the valley and its enormous glaciers. The journals they wrote spread throughout Europe and kickstarted a tourism craze to find out more about this wild place. A rare instance of the British visiting foreign lands and it ending positively. In 1786, Paccard and Balmat made the first ever ascent of Mont Blanc, which is considered to be the first definitive alpine ascent and birth of modern mountaineering. In 1924, Chamonix held the first ever Winter Olympics. In 1955, they built the Aiguille Midi cable car that leaves from the town centre and goes up to 3,842 meters, ascending over 2,800 meters, making it the largest vertical ascent of any cable car in the world. So there is tons of history in the town, and the place could not be more intertwined with the birth of mountain sports as a whole. Now, I distinctly remember my first trip to Chamonix because it was completely unplanned, and I didn't really know what to expect. We were traveling around Europe in the van looking for boulders to climb, and we just had weeks of bad weather, and we were kind of on the verge of going home. But then I decided that instead of going back up to England, we would just pop down south from Fontainebleau down to Chamonix to check out some mountains. We started driving, and from probably at least 80 kilometers away, you can see these snow-capped mountains on the horizon. They're just sitting there. But then for the last 20 kilometers before you actually get into Chamonix, they sort of get hidden behind hills, so you lose sight of them, and then you pop through this tunnel into the town, and the scale just hits you. And the whole place looks like it shouldn't exist. Thank goodness Chamonix is an old town, because if they proposed developing a town here now, I would be so against it. This place should be like a preserved national park, but it's not. There is a town here, and it's lovely. And I think one of the coolest things about Chamonix is that contrast. You can do something so extreme during the day and then be extremely comfortable at night. And that is yeah, there's not many places on the planet that are like that. Now, that first trip was in 2024, and it rained the entire time. It's not the best welcome, but immediately I knew this was a special place. And since then, we've been on 3 Europe trips where, in theory, we are taking the van to travel all through Europe and go on a proper road trip. And every single time, we've kind of driven past Chamonix, decided we'll pop in just for a few days, and end up staying there the full month. It's my favorite place on the planet. I absolutely love it there. So immediately I started looking for houses, and that's when the actual issue arose. There are a lot of people who have had the same idea as me. There are a lot of people that want to move to Chamonix. Chamonix kind of has 2 types of houses, right? They've got small apartments in the center of town that are perfect. I would absolutely love one, except for the fact that I speak to myself animatedly for a living until the early hours of the morning. I would just be the biggest nightmare neighbor. Or massive and hugely expensive ski chalets. The space in between is extremely limited. I spent 18 months looking at every single new listing notification I got and browsing all the different sites. I was looking into ways in which I could maybe have an apartment and then work from the van in the car park, or I was looking up recording studio manufacturers. I could build a booth in a small apartment. Half of it would be recording studio, half of it would be living space. Then one day, I think it was a Wednesday, I was sat down in my office to record a video, and I decided to procrastinate a little bit by checking the housing listings for the billionth time, and this 60 square meter cabin popped up, surrounded by a large plot of land with a forest and a river. not too far from the town centre, and I was like, "Wow, that's really interesting." I sent it to Vicky saying, "Actually interesting." Those were my exact words when I first saw the house. And then, I decided to email the estate agents. They called me immediately, and I kind of thought about it some more, was looking over the listing while I was on the phone, and I just said, yeah, I'll take it. I'm going to fly out to France tomorrow to check it over, but consider this like a verbal agreement. So within the space of like 25 minutes, suddenly everything had changed. And within 24 hours, we had a signed document that said, we are committed to buying this house in Chamonix. This is our last week living in England, and it feels super, super weird. Like, this town and this house has been our home for the past 7 years. Like, we're moving to a completely different place with a different language and completely different customs because the rocks come out of the ground a little bit higher over there. That is so weird. We have all our favourite places to eat, our local coffee shops, all the familiar faces. It just feels super strange to be leaving all of that behind, and it all feels like incredibly unknown, and I'm suddenly unsure if I'm making the right choice. I mean, I guess in a way we put a lot of effort into finding the right Minecraft seed, so I guess the same applies to where you live. But then again, I guess I'd rather play on the Hermitcraft server with my friends on an imperfect seed than move away from them for the right one. Yeah. Today's the day we move to Chamonix. French dog. This is Vicky and her youth.
Oh, is this for our kids or something?
Yeah. This is all our stuff going in the van. This is me. This is what I look like. This is the Supra. Yeah, we were cool. We were cool. You had no idea. We have a climbing wall in the house. That's kind of dope. Is it not? Not many houses of that. Look at this place. This place is so cool. What a place to live. It's so cool. Surfboard, guitar, bicycle, books. Oh yeah, motorbikes. Motorbikes out there. Yeah. Jack Black. Because your boy was in the Minecraft movie. Climbing gear. This is what it looked like. We leave in less than 12 hours for our new life. New life. We're in France. And then we get the keys and turn up, and like it's a beautiful day. You can see right the way out into the garden. The house is just sat in the middle of it, and it's like such a beautiful moment. Both me and my girlfriend Vicky look at each other and we're just like, this is insane. And then I pull a ring from my pocket, and she is now my fiance, which is pretty cool. So this house already holds some extremely exciting memories. It's like from the jump. This is an incredibly important location in my life, both of our lives. So yeah, what a crazy month. Okay, so obviously a very, very exciting start to the new life in Chamonix, but now it's time to actually kickstart the renovation process. There was nothing major to be done, like no structural issues or anything like that. It's just a house that's been lived in by a family for 15 years, so it just needs a little bit of TLC and sort of converting into how we want it, making it a home. The beauty of this place being small is that every single thing that you build and every single thing that you work on is going to be used daily. Like there's no wasted space. Everything has to be fully functional. It was really fun almost approaching this place like a Minecraft build, thinking about how things will work together and how we're actually going to interact with the house on a daily basis. Like, where do we need extra storage and where don't we? What can we come up with to hide things away? Where would I actually want to sit and read or respond to emails? Where are the natural pathways that we should leave clear, and where can we add clutter? Where should the lighting go? And As you've seen from me building bases, I change my mind a lot, and I doubt my decisions a lot, and I go back on my decisions quite a bit. So at this point, I want to thank Vicky's brother, James, for helping us through this process. He was meant to be out with us for 7 days and ended up staying for 25. He was between jobs at the time, so it was like perfect timing, and he was incredible. I think it also helped with like the potential homesickness, because it kind of made it like a gradual transition into this new life. It was also extremely cool to get a vote of confidence from someone who isn't a climber. Like, obviously, you know, we love Chamonix because of all the things that Chamonix represents, and all my climbing friends like totally understood why I would move to Chamonix. But having someone come out who doesn't do any of those things and still falling in love with the town was really, really cool to see. So now I'm going to list all of the things that we did, more as a personal note for myself when I watch this in like 10 years time. In the living room, we sanded the cladded wall, built a dining bench and storage area, a new bookshelf, sanded all the window surrounds and painted the walls, and will be replacing all of the lights. We replaced the floor in the kitchen, replaced the lights, removed brick cladding and replaced it with wood, replaced all the cabinet doors with ply, replaced the work surface, changed the sink, cut the stairs for our new stupid but beautiful fridge, removed the corner cabinet, painted the walls. In the guest room, we replaced all the lights, sanded the cladding, filled all the holes and painted the walls. In the main bedroom, we built a full-length head build, replaced the lights and sanded everything again and painted everything. In the hallway, we removed a wall and replaced it, built a worktop storage unit, created a pegboard and repainted. We also completely tidied up the garden, bought all of the tools required for this work, and bought a new van that we are spending the summer converting. So obviously this is a lot of work. It's been incredibly busy. We spent 30 days working on it. We had 1 day to enjoy the house before having to rush back to England because my French visa has been delayed. Now, a small silver lining is that the English house also hasn't sold yet, which is a bit of a win in this very specific situation, because otherwise, obviously, I'd be living in a van or sofa surfing right now while waiting for my visa. So I suppose that's a win. But without going into the details of our slightly strange deferred chain, that is mildly stressful. I'm trying not to think about it. I think the problem is everything went incredibly smoothly up until this point, and now I've kind of been blindsided by this little hiccup. But, you know, moving house is always stressful. Moving country adds an extra layer of stress to that. It's an adventure, you know, and adventures are hard because they're supposed to be. And the unpredictability and the uncertainness is what keeps them interesting. And if anything, me being in a situation where I actually can't go back home currently has confirmed my feelings that place already feels like home. Like, that place already feels like home to me. I'm already wishing that I was there right now, and I miss it dearly. I'd say this is one of the most exciting things I've ever done, and I can't wait for it all to come together and it all to work out. So that's my situation right now. I have moved to France, sort of. I hope you enjoyed this little update. I'm going to get back to the Hermitcraft server now, and I'll catch you all in the next video. See ya. It is 4 million degrees in this place.